right, everybody take your statue. Place it on your first section of pole. Make sure you like where it's at, and then you'll have to take your hand off the statue and we'll be started. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This challenge is on. All right, you have 30 seconds to add another section of pole starting now. Got to reach for that section of pole, get it in the slot, and get your hands back down on that lowest section. So that little white marker, that's your boundary. You don't want to go above that. If your statue falls off, you're out of the challenge. We will keep adding another section of pole every 2 minutes until only one player is left. Panic, don't rush. You have plenty of time. Mick is the first one out of the challenge. Natalie's now out of the challenge. We're down to 2. Russell and Brett. Each of you are now holding 6 feet. One former Foa, one former Galoo. There are no secrets out here. Brett needs to win to move to that final tribal council. Russell would love to take him out, go to final tribal with Mick and Natalie, and have a shot at winning. This is quite possibly a $1 million challenge. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit now, affecting both guys. Good recovery. Here we go. It is time to add another section of pole. This will put you at 7 feet. This is when it gets really tricky. Take your time. You have 30 seconds to make the transition. It starts now. Brett quickly goes for his. Russell waiting. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another successful transition. You're now at 7 feet. Brett starting to wobble. Nice recovery. This is a showdown. Russell starting to wobble. Russell wins individual immunity, his first, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Stop.
There isn't anything that I wouldn't do for this man. I would even take off my clothes and give him a private show to the tunes of his soul, because he's all that I need and more. I would give birth to 10 of his children without using any drugs to help ease the pain, and then I would give him one more just because our love is that insane. There is not one thing that I would not do for my lover, my best friend, my honey, my boo. I can't wait to meet him. All right, I'm good.
Is that a little spoken word? Does that calm you?
Like crazy.
Christine, you calm? Let's do this duel. Take your first pull. Place your totem on top. Get it where you want it. Once you have the pole in place, both hands need to be on the handle. This duel is on. Be very careful with your movements. It is about concentration and remembering where that center point is. Okay, it is time to add another section of pole. Watch your balance, make sure that is level. Take your time, make sure that totem doesn't fall while you're doing this. Christine has her second section in. Samhar has her second section in. The beautiful thing about Redemption Island, it is a second chance. There would be nothing sweeter than to get back into this game. All right, it is time to add another section of pole. Take your time, do not panic and do not lose it. If it falls while you're putting another section in, you are out of this duel. Samhar with a nice recovery. Both women in good shape, both women strong again. Keep focused, don't drift, don't start thinking about anything. Christine starting to wobble. The longer these poles get, the more likely they are to sway at the top. Samhar with just a little bit of movement. Christine slipping a little. Samhar loses her totem. Christine stays alive and continues her quest for the $1 million. All right, here we go. Everybody take your first section. Place your wooden statue on it. Hands at the bottom of the pole. Everybody put your hands at the bottom. Here we go. We are on. All right, everybody add another section of pole. This will be your first test. You have to make the transition while keeping your statue in place. And to get your hands back down to the bottom, which means you have to raise that pole higher. Everybody made the transition nicely. We will keep adding a section of pole every 5 minutes. You're now at 10 feet of pole with a wooden statue over your head. Be mindful of that when it drops. Get out the way. Kimmy loses balance. Kimmy drops. Kimmy is the first one out of the challenge. Kimmy take a spot on the bench. No shot at immunity for Kimmy. Abby cannot get it back. Abby is out, and we are down to 2 women, Wentworth and Tasha. 1 man and 1 woman will want it more than the others. Who can hang in there the longest? All right, we're going to add another section of pole. No quick moves because we're still alive. I'll give you plenty of time. Here we go. Everybody make your move. Tasha cannot manage the transition. Tasha's out of the challenge. Kelly Wentworth wins individual immunity, safe tonight at Tribal Council. And right behind that, Spencer drops out. Jeremy cannot survive the transition. Jeremy drops. A whole lot happening at once. We're down to 2. Keith and Joe trying to make this transition. Let's go, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are back on with Keith and Joe for immunity. We're now at about 14 feet of pole. Wentworth already has immunity. Who will join her tonight with security at Tribal Council? Will it be Keith or will it be Joe? All right, it's time to add another section. Here we go. Reach for your last section of pole, but if you drop during this transition, it's over. I'm gonna count you in. Joe with a lot of movement, Keith with a lot of movement, both poles bending. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hold it, Keith.
This is it. We play it out from here. 16 feet of pole, balancing a small wooden statue to move 1 step closer, winning this game. $1 million. Joe with a lot of movement now. Huge bend in that pole. Joe, a nice recovery. That took everything. That pole was on its way over. Keith with a lot of bend in that pole again. Can he get it back? And he does. Just when you think it's over, both guys battle back. Your neck is hurting, your body's fatigued, you're mentally exhausted, but you cannot give up.
This is too tense, man.
We're now 1 hour, 20 minutes into this challenge. That is a long time. You're looking straight up, balancing a statue, a long section of poles.
What?
Keith wins individual immunity.
Is he okay? Is he okay?
No, medical.
What? Is he okay? Joe, is he all right?
All right, everybody has their statue balanced at the end of the pole, and this challenge is on. You can push it off or it can fall backward. Either one, you're out.
What about ants crawling on your stomach?
You have ants right now or just daily?
I meant literal ants crawling on me right now.
We'll go 5 minutes in this section, and we will move a little farther away from that statue. All right, everybody has transitioned to the second stage of this challenge. Now the balance beam is a little more narrow. You're a little farther away from the statue. It's a little more difficult. We'll go 5 minutes again in this section. Sunday's pole inching closer and closer to the top of her statue, but she's still in it. Hannah Drops is the first person out of this challenge. No shot at immunity. Have a spot on the bench. And Ken is the second person out of this challenge. We are down to 9. All right, everybody has now moved back to the third section of this challenge. The beam just got even narrower, and now you're even farther away from the statue and holding on to more pole.
And Ken's ants have moved on to me.
Adam with ants and movement. Not a good combo. 9 people still left in this challenge. And no sooner do I say that, we are down to 8. Chris right behind her. Will drops. Will is out of the challenge. Jay, the slightest bit of a slip, and Jay is out, followed right behind him by Brett, back to back. You have something in your eye?
Yeah, an ant crawled in there.
Ants proving to be a big nuisance at this challenge. We are down to 4. Jessica, the only woman left in this challenge, along with Adam, Zeke, and David. We are now in the last phase of this challenge. Both of your feet are at the farthest end of the beam and the most narrow. You're fully extended on a 10-foot bamboo pole. We go now until we have a winner. No more time limits. Zeke quickly in trouble. Statue moving. This pole is dropped now to the very bottom. Here comes the wind. And the wind knocks Adam out. Adam is out, and we are down to 3. It is Jessica, Zeke, and David. Zeke trying desperately to keep that statue balanced. With a lot of movement. Out of nowhere, Jessica drops, and we are down to 2. She looked so solid. That's how difficult this challenge is and how much toll 28 days can take on you. It is now Zeke and David. David has proclaimed himself the underdog. Who would have predicted this final 2? Zeke very close to dropping again and saves it again. David looking very solid. Don't lose your concentration. Keep doing what you're doing. Let's stay here all day. Zeke back and forth, teetering, dangerously close to dropping. Here comes the wind again. Big gust, blowing David's buff nearly off his head, but he's still in it. Zeke drops. David wins individual immunity.
Nice job. Nice work, David.
Huge battle between Zeke and David.
All right, David.
Great job.
All right, here we go. Everybody is balancing their statue. This challenge is now officially on. You'll be in this section for 10 minutes, and we will move farther back on the beam. It does not take much to knock that statue over. One little movement, and your game can be over.
I have a bug crawling right up my body.
Smack it.
Seems to be a theme in this challenge. Last time we did this, there were ants crawling on people. Mike drops. First person out of this challenge. No shot at immunity. Mike takes a spot on the bench. Joe, out of nowhere, drops. Had no movement. Joe is out. No shot at immunity. He's vulnerable at tribal.
You're killing me, Jeff.
We are down to 9. You're trying to find some sweet spot without taking your concentration off that beam that you're standing on. Devin falls off the beam, becomes the third person out of this challenge. We are down to 8. And as always, at an immunity challenge, the only way to guarantee you see tomorrow is to win. Ryan, that heart is beating through your chest. I can see it. Lauren, with one little movement, drops her statue. Lauren is out. We are now down to 7 left in this challenge. Ryan can't hang in anymore, and we are down to 6. Another 5 minutes to go in this round, and we will move farther back on the beam. Everybody has now moved back one section. Ben, Desi, Cole, Chrissy, JP, Ashley. That beam very narrow, very tough to keep your balance. Ashley only lasts a couple of seconds in this section. We are down to 5 people left now in this immunity challenge. This is where it gets very, very difficult. Ben now with a little bit of movement. Ben got it back under control. Nice recovery. JP struggling with the feet. JP trying to get it back under control. Nice recovery, and JP's back solid. Cole's feet moving. Cole recovered. Nice work. That's what you got to do. Chrissy, out of nowhere, looked very solid and drops. We're down to 4. It is Ben, Desi, Cole, and JP. Desi won the first individual immunity, and she is in the running again. Ben cannot hang on any longer. Ben drops, and we are down to 3. It is Desi on one end, Cole and JP at the other end. Desi looking very solid, no expression. Cole locked in. JP, feet still moving. Desi drops. Desi will not keep her streak alive. We are down to 2. Cole and JP. JP with a huge recovery. A lot of movement on that statue. JP struggling to stay up there.
You got it.
His statue has moved a lot. That base is now on the edge. Another nice save by JP. Now Cole is moving. More movement now by Cole. Cole still moving. JP dangerously close to falling out, and he does. JP is out. Cole wins individual immunity. Safe tonight at Tribal Council. Cannot be voted out of this game. Whew. All right, everybody's in position. Raise your poles above your head. And this challenge is on. Your first individual immunity challenge, and it is already burning. You try to balance on a beam while balancing a pole with a statue at the end and $1 million on the line. Already a little movement from Jenna. Jenna's first out. Set your pole down. Take a spot on the sit-out bench. Donathan drops out of nowhere. Donathan is out. That is how quickly it can happen. And here comes the wind. Desiree is out. Mother Nature, always an obstacle on Survivor. Angela drops. Angela is out. We're down to 9. It doesn't take much. You don't have any wiggle room with this. You'll go in this first section for 5 minutes, and then you're gonna move farther down the beam, and it's gonna get more difficult. It's time now to transition into that next section. You have to make this transition or you're out. You have 15 seconds to get there. You just need to be thinking, how do I maintain this balance while moving farther down the beam, knowing it's going to get more narrow? Everybody has successfully moved into that second section. Nice job. Challenge continues. Sebastian drops out of nowhere. We are down to 8. There is no certainty at Tribal ever, especially at the merge. The only thing that is certain is when you have immunity at Tribal Council. All right, it is time now to start moving into that last section. You need to get part of your foot in that red paint at the very end of the beam where it is very narrow. I'll give you plenty of time. Chelsea, you're there. Kellen, you're just an inch away. Dominic can't make the transition. Dominic is out, no shot at immunity. Everybody else continues to make the transition. Got 30 seconds to get there. You're good, Kellen. Michael cannot make the transition. He's out. Chris can't make the transition. Chris is out, no shot at immunity. Laurel drops. Wendell, you gotta get there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wendell can't make the transition, and Wendell is out. That got a lot of people, and we are down to 3 people. Kellen, Chelsea, and Libby fighting for immunity. 22 days in, first challenge for individual immunity. 3 women, showing everybody else how it's done. Wind is moving those statues a little bit, forcing you to work even harder. Keep it steady. Little bit of movement for Chelsea. Nice recovery.
Locked in. Come on, Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea drops. Chelsea's out. We're down to 2. It is a showdown. Kellen versus Libby for immunity. Right here. A little bit of movement from both women, their statues.
But it's getting a little wobbly. Kellen is too.
That wind again, moving those statues, reminding you, stay focused. Flags are blowing. More wind, more wobbling. Libby out of nowhere drops. Kellen wins first individual immunity. Safe at Tribal Council and the legs get out.
Energies up and you got it, girl. Won the first one. Kellen! Beast mode. I woke up in beast mode.
All right, everybody looks good, and this challenge is on, and immediately a huge gust of wind comes. Ron is the first to drop. Ron is out. Your first individual immunity challenge. 13 people in the game. Devin's earned his way back in. Could he pull it off right here? A little bit of movement from Victoria now. Gavin drops. Gavin, the second person out. We are down to 11. All right, it is time now to move farther down the beam. It's more narrow, more difficult. Start making your move. This is a live transition. So if you drop here, you are out. War Dog can't make the transition. War Dog is out. Everybody else has successfully made the transition, and this challenge continues. You'll be in this section for 5 minutes. Just like that, with absolutely no movement, Devins is out. His statue drops. No shot at immunity. And here comes another huge gust of wind. Victoria all over the place. Victoria can't get this one back. More wind. Aurora drops. Aurora is out. 6 have already dropped. 7 still fighting. All right, everybody successfully transitioned to the next phase of this challenge. We'll stay here for 10 minutes. Joe, very steady. David with a little bit of a wobble.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Once again, that wind picking up, whipping through this field.
My arms are numb. Oh. There's a bug on my leg. It tickles.
Wentworth, her arms went numb.
I'm sorry.
Wentworth cannot take it anymore. She drops. Wentworth is out, and we're down to 6. Eric, Julia, David, Julie, Joe, and Lauren. We are 20 minutes into this challenge. It's time to move into the most narrow part of the beam. You have to move all the way down to the end to get toes in the red. Start making your move. I'll let you know when you get there. Slow and easy. No need to race. Eric can't make the transition. Eric is out. We're down to 5. Julia can't do it. Julia's out. We're down to 4. And now David with a gust of wind wobbles. He's out. We're down to 3. Everybody's good. That transition got a lot of people. Julie, Joe, and Lauren all still fighting for immunity. Been up there 40 minutes. This is not easy. Julie has been very steady this entire challenge.
Julie, you're hot. All right, I'll take it.
Julie has some guns. Yeah, she's buff.
Joe has been very steady. Lauren's really got the front of her pole dipping down now.
Oh, Joe.
Joe drops out of nowhere.
What happened?
He had been rock
Damn.
steady, and we are down to 2. Julie and Lauren, and here comes the wind now, making it even more difficult. Lauren moving all over, but that statue holding firm.
Jeez.
That wind, no joke, really blowing.
Crap.
Another gust of wind.
Crap.
Lauren drops. Julie wins first individual immunity. Safe tonight at Tribal Council. Wow, that was sudden.
Lauren, great job. Good job, ladies. You girls.
All right, everybody step up on your beam. Get your pole ready. All right, I'll count you in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody has their pole on their statue, and this challenge is on. 2 things going on. Your feet on that very narrow beam, and then that long pole trying to balance a statue. This is all about touch. Poles in lots of different spots. Some people very low, some in the middle. It's gonna want to tip. You're the only thing keeping it from falling. Kim, with very little movement, first casualty of this challenge, and we are down to 8. Like so many Survivor challenges, you have such little room for error. It's day 28. You're exhausted. It's hot. And if for one moment you lapse, that little flinch is all it takes to drop that statue. And with it, your shot at security tonight at Tribal Council. 15 seconds, we will move farther away from that statue. 3, 2, 1. Everybody's good. You can relax. Well done. All right, everybody has moved back on the beam. You're now going to have to balance that statue again. If you knock it off during this transition, you're out. Everybody lift your poles. 3, 2, 1. Everybody make the transition to this last section. Denise drops. Michelle can't do it. Both out. It's a live transition. You are a long ways away from that statue. That pole is heavy. Sarah drops. Everything just got very difficult. We're down to 5, just like that. Tony, Nick, Ben, Sophie, and Jeremy fighting for immunity. Jeremy looking very solid. Tony with a little movement now.
It's been wobbling.
The longer you're in this, the harder it is to keep your concentration. You cannot relax. Nick is out. No shot at immunity. We're down to 4. Sophie loses her balance, loses her statue, loses her shot at immunity. Sophie's out. We're down to 3 men. Tony, Ben, and Jeremy. 28 days into this game. $2 million prize on the line. That's a life changer. We'll go until it's over. Now it's Jeremy with movement. Been up there 32 minutes. Longest we have ever gone in this challenge. Everybody fighting to stay in it. And with a nice save. Ben can no longer do it. Ben is out. We're down to 2. Jeremy drops.
Oh my gosh, Tony.
Tony wins his second individual immunity.
What the hell? Whoa.
Safe again at Tribal Council. 2 more fire tokens coming his way. Dramatic finish. All right, we have our sit-outs. Leaves us with 6 people competing for immunity. Let's begin. Grab your first pole. Put your ball on there. All you have to do for this first section is to have your hand under the paint. So you're either under the white or you're under the black. Just make sure I can see a little gap. Perfect. Everybody's good. All right, let's add 1 section of pole. You have 30 seconds to pull this off. This is a live transition, which means if your ball drops while you're adding another section of pole, you're still out. There's no freebie. All you have to do now is move your hand under the new coupler, the lowest coupler. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody looks good. All you have to do is keep your ball on your pole. That's it. Every 5 minutes, we'll add another section of pole. The more pole, the more difficult. All right, we're gonna add another section. Now you're gonna feel the difficulty kick in. This part was probably pretty easy. So long as I can see that coupler and no part of your hand is above it, you're in good shape. Start working your way there. Ryan's good, Gabler's good. Janine can't make the transition, and Noelle right on the heels of Janine. Both women are out. Cody, Ryan, Gabler, and Owen all survived the transition. Wow, just like that, 4 players left. All right, we're gonna get ready to add another section. You have 30 seconds. Remember, you can't put your hand above where it is now. You can't really look down for fear of taking your eyes off the prize, so you've got to figure out how to maneuver that pole into its slot. 15 seconds. Gabler's pole with a lot of bend, but that ball's still sitting okay. Nope, it won't hold. Gabler's out. We're down to 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are all good. Gabler will now join the others on the bench. No shot at getting that necklace back. We'll go 5 minutes in this round. All right, we're gonna get ready to add another section. So start making your move. So these 30 seconds are yours to use strategically. Go early or wait and hope somebody drops and go late. 15 seconds left. Ryan has made the transition. Cody, 7 seconds left. Owen's got to get his hand down under there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody's done it again. Cody took every single second wisely. It is Cody, Ryan, and Owen. Now with a lot of pull.
My toes are asleep. Left foot is on fire. No!
Ryan drops. Thought he had a strategy using his forehead, but it resulted in that pole bending a little too much, and we're down to a showdown now. It will either be Cody or Owen, who wears the immunity necklace. Keep doing what you're doing. I know you're getting tired. I know you're on fire. It's hot out here. Your hands might be getting numb. Your body's stiff. You're afraid to move. All of those things are part of the design of this challenge. You have to overcome it right now. If your leg goes to sleep, rely on the other one. Get ready to add another section of pole. Think through this.
Next thing.
And your time starts now. You have 30 seconds to add another piece of pole. You just need to make this transition successfully to stay alive. Cody goes first. Owen reaches for his section of pole. Owen locks in. Cody drops, can't make the transition. Owen wins individual immunity. Safe tonight at Tribal Council.
Amazing.
Guaranteed a spot in the final 10. Great effort from both Cody and Owen. Nice job up there.
Cowboy Cody and Big O. Good job.
Wow, that went a long time.
Good job, guys.
All right. Everybody has the pole above their head. This challenge is on. If you fall off the beam or your ball drops, you're out. You want to be the longest for your team. That ensures your safety. But if you are the longest overall, you ensure the safety of everybody wearing your color. Seeing a little bit of movement with balls. Then out of nowhere, Carolyn is the first casualty, and it didn't take much. It was one little move, and that ball was done. You cannot lose concentration in a challenge like this. Lauren dropped. Lauren is the first person out for purple. We are down to 4 on each team. All right. You're going to move now to the next section of the beam. You've got 15 seconds. If you drop your ball or fall off the beam while you're making the transition, you're out. You gotta have both feet in the color. Brandon, you're good. Jamie, you're good. All right, everybody's good. You've all successfully navigated it, but Kane navigates the transition, but only lasts about a second. Kane is out, and we're down to 3 on orange. Settle in, but don't get comfortable. A long time to go in this section. Heidi's ball is all over the place. Heidi drops. Heidi's out, and we're down to 2 on orange. Carson's shot now getting less and less likely. It is Franny and Danny for orange. If one of you drop, keep going if you're the other person.
You go, Fran and Dan. You're doing what you're doing.
Danny drops. Suddenly, Danny's out, which means Franny has won individual immunity. She is safe tonight, regardless what happens. It is now Franny versus almost the entire purple team.
No pressure, you got it.
If Franny drops, then it does not matter what happens on purple. You all are safe. You will all share the individual win. Lauren will be grateful. Keep digging in. Keep talking to yourself. Out of nowhere, Jamie drops.
Good job.
That's one down for Franny. It is now Jam Jam, Matt, and Brandon left for purple. Franny at the other end, all alone on orange. All right, everybody start making your move down the beam. This is a live transition to the last section. You've got to get a toe on that red paint. Brandon, very close. If you drop while getting there, you're out. Brandon, you're good. You're good, Franny. Jam Jam and Matt, you got to keep moving. You're not there yet. Both have about 6 inches left. Matt can't make it, and we're down to 3. Jam Jam trying to hang on. Jam Jam is out. Jam Jam, great effort. Take your time. Okay, we have a real showdown. The attention now is on Franny in orange, Brandon in purple. Both have won individual immunity for themselves. Now you're fighting to win it for your group. This is what you want. 2 warriors going at it. Amazing performance by Franny on one end and Brandon on the other.
Focus, baby.
That pole's starting to shake. Brandon with another adjustment. Franny with a little bit of movement and a nice recovery.
You got it, girl. You got it, Brandon.
Brandon's ball on the move again. Another nice save by Brandon. If you take your eyes off this, you won't be able to recover. Brandon, ball hanging on the very edge, but it's still there. Nice adjustments. Stay focused. This is when you need to dig right now. You need to dig. You got to find another gear. There's still some fuel left in that tank. Draw on it now. Brandon drops. It's over. Franny has done it. Franny has won immunity for her entire group.
Enjoy it. This is your moment.
Brandon gave everything he had. He comes out of this with individual immunity for himself in a huge battle between Brandon and Franny. Wow.